campus director, teachers, parents, and all my dear friends. I am Amina Nazir from grade 9. We have gathered here today to witness another dynamic investiture ceremony of the Yanapoya School year 2019-20. We'll be igniting the program with a ceremonious guard of honor led by Sani Abubakar, the former assistant head boy.
Right, salute! Salute!
Attention. welcome our chief guest.
Thank you, Ananda. I'm extremely honored to welcome you. Introduction ceremony is one of the most memorable events of every academic year. This makes every child feel very special to discover the leadership qualities in him. Okay. When this ceremony takes place in a school, the selected candidates feel a sense of pride in them, that they are leaders in the making for the future. This event is considered to be one of great joy and happiness. Great things are achieved through great leadership, and greater leaders are created in the four walls of the classroom. And the audience is as allied as you. The person who addresses you has to be someone we all look up to. We are proud to say that today's chief guest is someone that everyone looks up to. Let me introduce our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Hanumantaraya, IPS. Mr. Hanumantaraya was born in Gulbarga. He had his school education from SB Public School. Having done his PUC from SB Science College, he moved on to have his BSc Agriculture from Dharwad Agriculture College. Moving forward to do his Masters in Agriculture with the University of Agricultural Sciences, Dharwad, he did his PGDPA from the Pondicherry University, Pondicherry. He joined as a bank agricultural officer and worked there for almost 5 years. Got selected in the KAS 1999 batch and he was appointed as the DYSP. He did service at Bailaram, Raichur, Davangere, Chitradurga, Tumkur, Hubli Dharwad, State Intelligence, KPCL Bangalore, and so on. He won the Chief Minister's Gold Medal in 2011. He took up duty as DCP Crime and Traffic in Mangalore and was awarded IPS in July 2017. Presently, he is the DCP of Law and Order, Mangalore. We are extremely proud to have you here as our chief guest, sir. A lot of anticipation in my heart. I offer you, sir, a red carpet welcome. May I request our beloved campus director, Mr. Javed, to present a bouquet to our chief guest. He is highly passionate about uplifting the downtrodden and educating young ones with the right education. We are very lucky to have him with us this evening as the presiding officer of this function, Mr. Farhad Yanapaya, the Pro-Chancellor of the Yanapaya University. In your absence, sir, we extend you a very warm welcome. Our former head boy, Mr. Altaf, is gracing this function today. A young leader in the making. May I request our campus director to hand over a bouquet to Mr. Altaf as a mark of my dear students, look at the animal kingdom. The giraffe is the tallest. The elephant is the biggest. The fox is the smartest. The hippo is the heaviest. The cheetah is the fastest. Still, none of them are considered as the king of the animals. It is the lion. Why is the lion considered and respected as the king of the forest? Because of his attitude, because of his confidence, because of his mindset. Years back, a young girl approached me and said, "Sir, everyone speaks of self-confidence, gaining self-confidence. How can it be done?" Well, children, there are students who are crossing our office, my office every day, two or more times, up and down, not having the courage to enter the office to ask to speak something. To them, let me tell you, we have students today, especially girls, when they laugh, they cover their mouth. We have boys today, when they cry, parents and friends ask, "Oh, you're a boy, how can you cry?" We are brought up in a society, in a family, with lots of do's and don'ts. These do's and don'ts have locked our creativity, our confidence, our mindset, and have given us a very negative idea, notion, belief about ourselves. We always love her nose, his gait, the way he responds, the way she lives. We never have time to love ourselves. Children, there's a leader within you. There's a lion within you. Give your lion a chance to come out, to emerge every day before you go to bed. Go and stand in front of a mirror and say, with a lot of emotions, speak your name loudly and say, "Ahad, I love you, I like you, I trust you, you are the best. You can do it, you will do it." And every day morning when you get up, go in front of the same mirror and say with a lot of emotions, say your name loudly and say, "I like you, I trust you, you are the best, you can do it, and you will do it." Speak to yourself, love yourself, like yourself, trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, who will trust you? If you don't love yourself, who will love you? So children, begin to trust yourself and emerge. Self-analysis. You have to have a kind of self-analysis about yourself. Find your strength. Find your weaknesses. Find your threats and find your opportunities. Take 4 pieces of paper. Write down your strengths. Write down your weaknesses. Write down your opportunities and write down your threats. Try to convert your weakness into strengths and try to convert your threats into opportunities. This will help you to empower yourself with confidence. As I said, the lion is the king of the jungle. Not because it is the fastest, not because it is the heaviest, not because it is the tallest, but because of its attitude. Let me share a small story with you. You know this story. It's the story of the rabbit and the tortoise. You know the story. They had a quarrel. They had a dispute. The rabbit said, "I'm the fastest." The tortoise said, "No, I'm the fastest." Of course, they lined up for a race. They ran. You know the story. The rabbit was far ahead. It thought, the tortoise was coming, just coming very, very slowly. I can take a nap. It relaxed, it rested. And you know what happened? The tortoise won the race. The story doesn't end here. The rabbit learned its lesson. It challenged the tortoise once again. "Let's have another race." Tortoise agreed. This time, the rabbit ran non-stop and what to use. The tortoise said, "Oh, this is not correct." He said, "We can have another race, but this time I will decide the route." Rabbit agreed. 1, 2, 3, they started the race. The rabbit was far ahead. It reached the route to reach bank of a river. The rabbit stopped. It cannot swim in the river. The tortoise came up, overtook the rabbit, swam the river, reached the finishing point. The rabbit was upset. It said, "Well, your competence is good. My competence is equally good. So we will team up. We will run the race once again." Then I am. But this time, the rabbit took the tortoise on his shoulders, ran up to the river. At the river, the tortoise took the rabbit on his shoulders, swam across the river. After the river, the rabbit took up the tortoise. Both of them finished the finishing line at one time. Both of them won. That is leadership. You win, I win, we win. Children, we get great team. Let the TYS move forward to limitless excellence. God bless you all. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
We are indeed honored to have amongst us a true icon of inspiration. Good leaders are trailblazers, making a path for others to follow. Great leaders, however, inspire others to reach higher, dream bigger, and achieve greater. Perhaps the most important leadership skills you can develop is the ability to provide inspiration to your team. I call upon Anya Mumtaz to speak about the importance of investiture ceremony.
Create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more and become more. Then you are an excellent leader. Honorable and highly esteemed Chief Guest, DCP Hanumantaraya, IPS Mangalore, Honorable Director Madam, respected Principal Sir, highly knowledgeable teachers and my dear friends. Good morning. I take the opportunity to welcome all the distinguished guests on this special occasion of Investiture Ceremony of the Yenagoya School. Investiture means a formal investing of a person with authority, power, right, office and dignity. It has been rightly said that a leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way and shows the way. The investiture ceremony is a very important traditional feature of the Yenagoya School when honors or ranks are formally conferred on the elected student cabinet to inculcate the leadership qualities in the students and to give them a feel of functioning of the administrative body. The investiture ceremony at the Yenagoya School signifies the reliance that the school consigns in the newly invested office bearers. Years after years, it reminds us of the trust and confidence that we repose in our newly elected cabinet. Donning the mantle of responsibility, they all pledge to dispense their duties to the best of their ability and abide by the rules and regulations of the school. Congratulating all the members of the newly elected school cabinet, I rest my speech with these few final words. Appreciation is the highest form of prayer, for it acknowledges the presence of good. Wherever Yenagoyans go, may them shine the light of the thankful thoughts.
I welcome the cabinet of 2019-20, led by Sani Abubakar, the former assistant head boy.
Captain Deepali. Emerald House Vice Captain Muhammad Zahid. Jasper House Captain Rishabh M. Jasper House Vice Captain Aisiri Shetty. Sapphire House Captain Hiba Maria. Sapphire House Vice Captain Ahil Ahmed. Joint Cultural Secretary Leah Khadija Haider. Assistant Cleanliness Leader Zaina Wasim. Band Major Javed Wilson. Assistant Band Major Steve Dominic Regal. Sports Captain Girl Vindhya G. Bandari. Sports Captain Boy Afghan Ahmed. Sports Vice Captain Girl Sarah Xavier. Sports Vice Captain Boy Muhammad Fayaz Ullah. Assistant Head Girl Amna Javed. Head girl Anshu Mariam. Head boy Shamaz Hashim AK.
Thank you, Shiv.
Hi, Krishna. Hi, Jayana Messi.
Hi, Captain Mister. I Steve Dominic Bailey. Hi, Captain Anthony.
Hi, Sarah Xavier. Hi, Ahmed Tommy. Hi, Leah Khadija Maina. Hi, Ashok. Hi, Arun Akbar. Hi, Isam Malik. Hi, Isaac Shetty. Hi, Vishal. Mohammad Rahim. Hi, Sarah Serena. Hi, Deepali. Hi, Abdurrahman Kola.
Do solemnly swear that I shall abide by the rules of the Empire School. I shall perform all duties and responsibilities expected of me as a school leader and shall lead by example to promote the values of my school. I shall live up to the trust placed in me by my fellow students and work with the students, faculty and administration in safeguarding and promoting the welfare of my school. Jai Hind.
and have chosen me for this task. So I hereby promise to keep up the good work and live up to the expectations. The price of greatness is responsibility, and it is a price I am willing to pay. I have faced several challenges on my way here, but each of them has only strengthened me to make me who I am today. A person who sets his eyes on a goal and does not lose his sight unless it is achieved. I will put forward everything I have to work for the welfare of my school. Coming together is beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. I believe that it takes both the sides to build the bridge, so both me and you need to work together to achieve success. Alone, we can do so little, but together, we can do so much. So on this day, let's all take a note to work together and to work as a team. My dear friends, unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. Thank you.
Firstly, I thank all the teachers for electing me for the esteemed post of head girl. It is an honor standing in front of you as the head girl of the Yenapoya School 2019-20. Back in 2013, I came to India from Oman as a small, timid and a shy girl. I still remember those days when my parents were in search for a school for me and my sister. We were made to write our entrance examinations in 2 schools, out of which one was the Yenapoya School. Fortunately, we cleared our exams in both the schools, and then we were asked by our parents as to which school we wanted to enter, and we said that we want to enter the Yenapoya School. I was enrolled in the Yenapoya School on 25th May 2013 as a 4th standard student, and it is amazing how far I have come since then, from that little girl who could not even talk in front of 2 people to addressing you as the head girl today. The reason of my transition are surely my parents and my teachers. Without their support and encouragement, all this would never be possible. I thank all of you wholeheartedly. Being the head girl or the member of the prefectorial body is not about the position or the shiny metal badge. It is much more than that. It is about rendering your duties and responsibilities in the most efficient way. This badge is a promise you and I made to this school to work for its betterment. To me, a leader is the one who goes in, behind, before and beside the people he or she works with. I assure all of you that all council members are very consultant and can serve you any time. So this is me, Anshu Mariam, signing in as the head girl of the Yenapoya School, and it is also you who have signed in as the students of the Yenapoya School. And we should promise that we will work for the betterment and development in the daily functioning of our school. I congratulate the newly elected cabinet members, and I look forward to work with all of you. Thank you.
Former head boy and the former head girl, Muhammad Altaf and Nuzar Saiful Nisa, to share their experience in leading the school.
Back then when I was the head girl, our teachers like Carol sir and Shailaja ma'am were very supportive. Our principal, Joseph sir, was very encouraging and open to new ideas. I remember back then when he used to make sure we weren't off track and used to keep motivating us to get 10 CGPA. I've learned that a leader is someone who earns respect through his rightful actions and must follow him without dictatorship. A true leader is someone who we can look up to. I would like to thank all the teachers, and I would like to wish all the cabinet members all the best. Thank you.
Everyone present here, you all know I come to the podium. Every time I come in, the podium becomes tall, or I've not become tall, I don't know which is one. So, my name is Altaf Muhammad, and I've served as the school pupil leader for the year 2016-17. I feel very overwhelmed and overjoyed coming back here looking at all of y'all. I would like to thank our principal, Mishra ma'am, Reshma ma'am, Calvin sir for this opportunity. I really feel overjoyed. To begin with, I would like to share a small story. So, I was the head of committee in a month in Udupi, and I had a friend of mine, Aloysius. She was competing, and then in her company there were Yenapoyans, alright? So I told her, be careful, Yenapoyans, they can speak, they can do anything. So the day got over and I went to her and I asked her, how was it? How was the committee sessions?
She told me, this is what she told me, this is the honest story. She told me, my parents made a mistake. They should have put me in the Anapoya school. This is what she told me. I said, yes, that is my school. So, what is leadership? What is it to be a good leader? Helping others, guiding others, motivating others, deciding what is right and wrong. That makes you a good leader. We have two friends. One of them says that is wrong, that is bad, don't do it, it's ethically wrong. That friend is a leader. The other friend listens to him and says, yes, I've realized it is right and wrong. He is also a leader because he has made a decision. He has taken a stand for himself. So what makes you a leader? A badge, a sash, a blazer or a suit? All these are just for formal occasions. What makes you a good leader is how you work in the process, take suggestions, build teamwork. Everyone sitting out there is a good leader. The difference is these elected leaders will guide you to become better leaders. And the leaders within you will make them the best. And once you become the best, remain the best. Because teamwork makes the dream work. And to all the elected leaders, is one thing I want to say. You all are leaders for the people, by the people, and to the people. I would like to thank each and everyone, the patience. Thank you so much for coming to the opportunity.
At the outset, I would like to thank the newly elected cabinet, the prefectorial body, the just sworn in cabinet ministers along with the Prime Minister. So even our country had a new cabinet recently. Honorable Principal Mr. Joseph, the campus director Mrs. Javed, and Pro-Chancellor Farad, of course, is not here. We are actually batchmates in our morning tennis sessions. Javed and Farad, they are very good players. And all the parents, respected teachers, the badminton company, and the Chancellor as well, because of the efforts of the Anapoya Educational Institutes, they have built up many institutes, professional as well as schools and colleges in and around Bangalore. They have come up in a nice way. They are departing quality education, and Anapoya Institute has made this Mangalore city a proud place for the people all around who come here to seek good education as well as treatment as well, because I learned that many people from North Karnataka and other parts of the state, they come here for treatment every day. They have got a very good hospital and highly qualified doctors, and the technical know-how is also very nice here. Altaf was telling this podium, he was short or long over this podium, but always if you go through the history, short people have made great news and they have become great personalities. Because you take Hitler, you take Pele, the great football player. I mean, they have something extra, I feel, the short people. They are great achievers as well. So I congratulate Altaf as well as Saifunnisa for the earlier your leaders, class leaders, and the present team also. Your principal, Mr. Joseph, he already threw light on some aspects regarding leadership, and the students here, everyone here, I think they are quite aware of their responsibilities, because they are all told that wearing shiny badges and sashes is not only leadership, because today your school is investing in this ceremony, the school is investing on you a great responsibility. That's why it's called an investiture ceremony. So along with name, fame and position, we have got a lot of work to do. That is there. So just routinely speaking things, as everyone knows, I want to share some of the present facts or the situation around you and the situation where we are standing today. As you are all aware about evolution, thousands and millions of years ago, this earth or this universe and this present society is evolved. If you go back and just think, now today humans have become a dominant species on earth. Why we have become dominant? Because every day, every minute our population is increasing. We are influencing our environment. We are in a position to change our environment. We are in a position to take control of all other living things, all other material objects on this earth. So day by day, human species is becoming dominant. So you know the law of heredity, law of diversity, evolution. It is a cycle. Biological diversity is also there. Your principles he explained very well. The wildlife, the king and all the different species in the forest. So today we are ignoring that. We are ignoring that we are living in a society or we are living on this earth with other species and other animals and planets on this earth. We are actually coexisting with all other living beings. We know, but we are undermining that fact. That's how it goes on. Because the basic fundamental law of diversity is that it will not allow anybody to be dominant over others. That means the nature's laws are such that every human being or every living creature gets an equal chance to live on this earth. So that balance it maintains. And it has got a cycle. Some years we will be dominant, some years another species will be dominant. Earlier dinosaurs were dominant on this earth and slowly dinosaurs extinguished. And after their extinct, some other species came and now we are there. This is the general law of this universe. Because you should all understand, because that is a very basic concept. Of course, the other side, the left side children may not grasp that, but even the parents here and the student body, the elected body, they can understand. That's why I am stressing this. This nation is also today, we as a nation, we have got certain problems. Because a leader will become a leader when he faces problems, solves problems. And today, as a country, we are facing some problems. As a world, we are facing many problems. And you may be knowing in a few years, in the next decade or so, 2030, they say our Indian population will surpass China's population. We will be the most populous country on this earth. I think by 2030 it is. So, our problems will also grow. So just coming to the Indian perspective, the routine thing what I can say is that as a leaders, as a members of this society, members of this country, we should all strive for certain things. That is controlling, that is respecting your environment, saving your natural resources around you. Because if we respect those things, then only we can survive. If you don't respect If there is no stability, then if there is no sustainability, then one fine day we all will be in a big problem. As you know, water so precious today. Year by year our rainfall deficit is increasing. Today you can see in Mangalore, some you may be knowing, the rainfall, how shortfall is there. Every year there is a decrease in rainfall. Every year, even though we have got lot of water, you see Mangalore surround everywhere, you see sea. But there was a dearth of drinking water this summer, you may be knowing. So as a human beings, as an individual, as you students, someone said, that is your analysis, your thinking. So that is very important. Just reading subjects and assimilating is not important, because you have to understand, you have to be able to think what is going on in and around. What should be your response, what is right, what is wrong. So if you can develop that thinking capacity, I think you will succeed in all your competitive exams as well, and even in your future, while shaping is a good personality. And among all these things, most important thing for the students, for all of you, is your self-discipline. Someone has been made the representative, assistant head of discipline. So it is discipline can't be imposed by others basically. Discipline should come from inside. Any amount of training, any amount of rules and regulations can't bring discipline. So discipline should come from inside out, it should come from within. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಮ್ಮ ರೋಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರೋಲ್ ಭಾಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೌ ಯು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ಯುವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, but everyone cannot become, he will not go to that reach. So only providing their requirements or material requirements is not sufficient. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನು, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, that is very important. Because human beings, only becoming an intelligent boy or girl, you cannot become a successful man. So tomorrow you have to become successful human beings, successful citizens, successful father, successful mother. So success is not only passing exams or getting marks or getting grade points or getting 10 out of 10 CGPA. Because many people, there are many examples who are very brilliant, who are very talented, who utterly failed in their personal life. So holistic personality development, that is very important. That is basic. That comes from the parents, family, teachers, your surroundings, your society. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ personality. Only the best school can't do it, the best teachers or parents can't do it, the best place or society where you do, that will not do it. It is a combination of all these things. Because you may be personally, you may be hygienic, personally you may have all the characters, but the place you are living is not hygienic, or so it distorts. So that holistic approach ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ the parents are also important, the teachers are also important, and your individual self-discipline is also very important. And your correct thinking. So there are many examples, people who were top scorers, but they were bit psychologically imbalanced, the right side or wrong side. So you should be balanced thinking, and balanced approach is very important, because that is the whole crux of thing. If you are not balanced, if you are misutilizing, if you are wasting your resources, one day everything is definite. So there will be a problem. So a problem ಅನ್ನು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ you should have, and the way you respond to problems. For that also you need a very stable and very balanced mind and balanced way of thinking. Then only you can respond properly to situations. Because situations are different. Situations are not textbook situations you get in your real life. In life you may get any situation. Yesterday I will tell you the live example. There was a situation here in your Deralkatte Kshema Medical College, Hegde Medical College. There was a bad incident took place in Bangalore city limits. In your area here, a girl was stabbed by a boy. But unfortunately we saw, I think you might have seen the video, many of you might have seen the video also. Nobody rushed to their help quickly. I felt very bad yesterday when I came here that many people videographed the event. But nobody rushed or nobody even tried to go near because the girl lost, she bleeded. She was infused 17 bottles of blood. And almost I think the half an hour or so that incident happened. Yaro over great doctor, he shooted everything on his mobile phone. Some others also, they took videography on their mobile phone. Instead of that, the first response should have been within 5 or 10 minutes, somebody should have rushed in. See, one small boy is taking the life of a girl. So what is the situation, what is the background, that is immaterial. At least 5-10 people, if they have gone, what harm that boy could have done? So 5 or 10 people could have easily rushed there. It was somehow a very late response, Today the girl is struggling for life in the hospital besides your campus. So that is the state of our society. That is the state of our mind. That is the state of our living. Everything. That whole incident, if you see, it depicts everything. What is our level, to what extent our society, where we are going. And when you come to Mangalore, along with that, because we as police officers, we have got opportunity to serve everywhere we go. I have served personally in all parts of Karnataka. But Mangalore has got some typical problems here. Because parents ilella ideni nanu nimge gamanake tarabeku anta heli ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Bangalore, I fear the student community illi because there are a lot of colleges, professional colleges ide, around 50,000 or so student community ide, not less than 50,000. Because in Moodbidri, only we have got around 17 to 20,000 students there. We have got medical colleges, 8 medical colleges. We have got around 8 to 10 engineering colleges. We have got degree colleges. We have got other PU colleges. Around 100 educational institutes are there average. So a lot of student community is there from all over the Karnataka and all over India. Illi makkalige you see that everything, that WhatsApp and social media abuse is taking place. Mobile abuse is taking place. Everyone from small to big, they are abusing the mobile. America now they are as usual, they are ahead. In some areas or some I learned that some places they have even banned mobile. They will not touch the mobile also. That level they have gone. We are deeply stuck in this trap. Why? Because I personally feel very sad because when we were students, we never had this situation. This mobile and WhatsApp has caught us in a very bad way. And every student, they want to have a mobile, they want to have WhatsApp, they want to have bike, and they have to go around. That's all. Creating all sorts of nonsense. They don't have the value system has decreased. They are not reading books. Instead, they are typing messages on WhatsApp. They are spending a lot of time on all other useless, waste activities. So as usual, that's why wherever I go, I tell that parents, you should be careful. Because Japan, if you see, just compare Japan, Israel being small countries, why they are powerful? They are very powerful nations, they are very great nations. Because of the characters of citizens there, because of the whole body of nation, their level, they have reached to what level, their thinking, their behavior, their discipline, everything. Israel is a small country. See, as a country, India is facing lot of problems. How about Israel? They have got lot of, they are world leaders in technology, they are world leaders in defense, they are world leaders in agriculture, they are world leaders in irrigation. Indian scientists, Indian people, Indian agricultures, we should go and learn from them. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ಸನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಾವು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕರೇಜ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬೈಕಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿ ಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೈಲೇಷನ್ಸ್, ನೋ ಬಡಿ ವೇರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್, ವಿತೌಟ್ DL, ವಿತೌಟ್ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಡ್ರೈವ್, ವಿತೌಟ್ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಡ್ರೈವ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಆಸ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್, ಸೊ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ವೈ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಲೆವೆಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ದಟ್ ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಲು, ಆ ಒಂದು ಓನ್ಲಿ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅವರ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಇದು, ಆ ಲೆವೆಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಾವು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಜಪಾನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಜಪಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಲಾ ಅಬೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಹೆಡ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ಜಪಾನ್, ಈ ಕೇಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ವೈ ಜಪಾನ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೋ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಅಗೈನ್ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದೇರ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಫಿಯರಿಂಗ್, ದೇರ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್, ದೇ ಫಿಯರ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, they respect teachers, they respect parents. So that is the nature and quality of the citizens in Japan. So ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲಿ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಇಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬೈ ದೇ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಲಾ. ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ವೈಲೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ, ನೀವೇ ಕೊಡಿ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಟು ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್, ದುಬೈ, ಸೌದಿ, ಯು ನೋ ಹೌ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಹೌ ದಿ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, such a beautiful road they have made in front of your college and institute, but the way we use our road, very bad, simply because we don't respect our rules, we don't care for our rules. The same thing, we don't care for our parents, we don't respect our elders, we don't respect our teachers. So that is a very shortcoming. So without taking much time, just I will wind up. I suggest your college, the management and the principal, for just enrollment of NCC. NCC, try to get enrollment of NCC, because that NCC is one great organization which instills the nationalistic characters in you. Again, with respect to that, I tell again one more problem we are facing. Many of us, they are, I think, because we say today Indian Defence Forces or Indian Army is facing shortage of around more than 10,000 officer shortage is there in Defence Forces. Especially Karnataka, the representation is very less from Karnataka. Nobody is entering armed forces. Just we are speaking, that's all. If you compare to with Punjab, Haryana, ಯಾರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೀ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗು, IT, BT, ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ಲು ಆ ಥರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎನಿವೇ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್, because we have failed to manage our natural resources, we have failed to manage our forests, we have failed to manage our high values in the society. Value system is decreasing. Nobody is entering our armed forces to defend the country there. Everyone wants a good posting, good job, good money, that's all. Nobody wants to respect our own rules and regulations here. Everyone is hell-bent upon to violate them and enjoy. So this is the thing, especially in Mangalore, we are very sorry to say this, and our students also, their participation in sports is decreasing. So too much of bookish or academic will not serve any purpose. When the students fight, or when the students play games, group games like sports, like football or volleyball, then only they will learn the discipline, then only they will learn to respect the defeat. Because if you don't learn to respect the defeat, tomorrow you will quarrel, that's all. So the whole concept of coexistence ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. That's why you should always, as a school, as an institute, I tell you, encourage students to play group games always. That is one thing. And try to tell your, try to just get enrollment in NCC. because that is one great institute. And communication, again, that has to be, abuse of communication systems has to be stopped. And parents adar ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸಬೇಕು. And in my WhatsApp I have got one cyber safe girl, some presentation, someone small institute is there, one engineer is there, he has made some cyber safe girl book, he has printed, published one small book. So that book, I think if we can sponsor, I will give some hard copies. We can also print them and spread, give to your students and your all family members also. That is how the cyber safe girl, what are all the precautions the girl should take, that is there. The soft copy I am having, I can forward it to you so that you can, this thing. And once again I thank the institute. Of course I was busy and it was very hard for me to stay here for 1 hour. But anyway, I thank and congratulate all the newly elected bodies and the principal and the campus director and the pro-chancellor and parents who have gathered here for giving this opportunity. Thank you, Anand. Thank you.
Thank you is the best prayer anyone could say. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose the vote of thanks on this prestigious occasion. I, Muhammad Farhan, on behalf of the Yenapoya School and the entire institution, extend a heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Sri Hanumantaraya IPS, for his esteemed presence and arrangement. We are indeed thankful to you for making us time from a packed schedule. I request our principal, Mr. Joseph Mitchell, to escort the chief guest to the dais and hand over a memento to him. I request our campus director, Mr. Mishra Javed, to hand over a memento to our former head boy, Altaf Muhammad. Thank you, ma'am. Joseph Mitchell, who has always guided and motivated us to achieve our beneficial. Thank you, sir. We are very grateful to our campus director, Mr. Mishra Javed, for making this auspicious event possible. Thank you, ma'am. The pillar of PYS for coordinating all activities and programs is our very own beloved Vice Principal, Ms. Reshma Nayak. Thank you, ma'am, for all your support. A sincere thanks to the Yenapoya University for providing us with their venue and all the arrangements. I would also like to thank the media, Abaka TV, and photographers for today's occasion. I also thank the former cabinet members, Altaf Muhammad and Reza Saif Nissa, for accepting our invitation and being a part of this prestigious ceremony. I would also like to acknowledge the hard work done by all the teaching and non-teaching staff that has made this occasion memorable and successful. I would also like to extend my thanks to all parents and my dear friends for joining us in this proud moment. Congratulate and thank the newly elected cabinet members and the school band who has guided them to this auspicious occasion. Ending this thanking moment with quote, the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. The last is to say thank you.